Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. It is a absolute bloodbath on the markets today, not only in crypto but also in the stock markets. I actually wanted to go live, but I have a little bit of technical difficulties, so we'll try that later on this week again. Before we go to dive in, please do me a favor, as always, click on the bell, click on also so you don't miss anything, leave me a comment, like this video, share the video with your friends if you think that is useful so that we can spread the knowledge. Also in the description you find a handful of links. Feel free to check it out. And without further ado, let's look at exactly what we're looking at right now. We are going to start off as usual with the BTC USD pair, and if you have been following me for longer than a day, then you know exactly where we're looking at. That was this diagonal support right here. We broke it like we stated earlier this week. We can bounce once from the golden pocket and then hold the support, but if we break the second time, then I think we're gonna go lower. Well, officially this green candle actually was the second time, and then we were above of the support, but today again then we're just breaking lower. I think now it is confirmed this support didn't hold and this support didn't hold. We even went below the golden pocket. We still have approximately 4 hours today on the daily candle, so let's see how that turns out. I gotta be honest, it is just quite bearish from here on. It might be a little bit of sideways action, but actually we're just going lower and lower and lower, and of course then the question is, how low can we go? Well, you know my targets, somewhere here in the low 30s. That will be around this bottom. If we are going to lose that, then the most bearish target would be around 20k, but to be honest, I have a hard time to believe at the moment that we are going to reach it, but never say never. That's something I learned here in crypto. Okay, cool. So what are we seeing? Well, there is a little bit of confusion. We talked about it already yesterday, but now I also saw something else. Let's look at the market Cipher B, so that's right here in the bottom. At the money flow and the VWAP when I'm trying to get a bit of a bigger time frame. Then you're seeing you have a lot of money flow here going out. Here's a big hump going back in, and then we have here a big hump in. But actually this right here is pretty tight. Also the VWAP is pretty tight. I mean, we have a huge chunk of VWAP here and here and here and here. And you see that there is a lot of VWAP action actually, but it's here pretty tight. Meaning that it is not very clear if we're going higher or lower. You also see we have green, red, green, red, green. That's a little bit confusing for the money flow. And then we have the RSIs pointing down, but they're getting a little bit wider, so that means they're losing strength. So not only is this a little bit hard to decide on the money flow and the VWAP, but also the RSIs suggest that we might lose steam here a little bit. Now, what could be interesting, and actually that will be a nice bullish sign, but I have right now a little hard time believing this will come true, is that this will create a W pattern, so maybe even a bullish divergence like this, and then the price does like this. That would be nice, and especially here on the daily. I mean, there's a big time frame. If that will play out, man, then I think we can see serious action going forward. But we really need to see that bottoming signs and that reversal anytime soon, because here the momentum wave cannot go much lower on the daily, because then it is not a bullish divergence, then just a continuation pattern when this one is deeper. So actually we need to reverse soon. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Right now I'm leaning more bearish. Of course, you know my overall tone here. If we're going to the 8 hour, there you see that we just money flow is thick here in the red, and yeah, I think we will not bounce out anytime soon. Also here you see the momentum wave with a red dot, RSI's clipping together, VWAP also going lower. So yeah, that just looks pretty bearish right there. If I zoom in on the 4 hourly, there we see actually that this move up was nothing more than a bar pattern, especially when we later on can zoom into the hourly. Then you see it, we're going up a little bit side section and then just retracing the whole move down. I went short there and already took profit. I'll show you exactly where my trade was, but here actually you can see it that this is just like making a trigger wave right away down. This one looks actually very ugly. Look at the RSIs just really pinched together, pointing downwards, So on the 4 hourly it says we are absolutely not done with going lower. Also VWAP going lower. We kind of missed that money flow, like really ficking in and making a deep red cut. So far that is then maybe the only thing that you can call bullish, but on the other hand we have here the blood diamond, we have here the 23 on the bulls, and a -3 and a -5 here on the 4 hourly. So overall this is just very bearish. Let's zoom in on the hourly, then I can show you also exactly what I did here. So we went up, we went sideways for a long time, and then suddenly we start breaking lower, and then here you can also see that the RSIs are just staying together, showing that there is strength in the move, and that means that yeah, right now we're not done yet. Earlier there was a little bit of a green dot here, but I got cleared out on this dump right here. Money flow is increasing on the downside, so there is more money flowing out. That is of course is very bearish. Where I was looking at, and then actually I'm gonna take out this big fib retracement that we took. So I missed this move up here because yeah, believe it or not, I was at the dentist. And then I was looking later on like, okay, you know what, if we are going to retrace, how far would that be? And then I entered a short that was somewhere, let me see, 39,600, I think somewhere here. And then I waited actually for the golden pocket. So once we moved in, matter of fact, I'm gonna zoom in on the 15 minute, then you can see it even clearer and you know exactly what I have done. So we went lower, went in somewhere here, and then we hit the golden pocket. Once we were going lower, I moved my stop loss to the entry. We went to the golden pocket, saw a little bit of a bounce and resistance. Thought, okay, let's see if this has power or not to go further up. And we did it with just this tiny green candle here, and then we moved lower. And once we started moving, grinding lower, then I put the stop loss at the golden pocket right there. So whatever happened, I was going home with a profit. And then later on I saw that we were really grinding lower, and then I went out here. So not at the bottom, but I was completely happy. I was a little bit over leveraged, to be honest. It was a 20x short, a little bit on the high side, but I think I went out at like 50 or 60% profit. So it was a nice trade right there. And now we're just waiting to see if we see some reversal signs or maybe continuation signs. So right here, this bunch right here, I'm not trading. So let's see how this goes. Of course, in Europe the markets now are closing. The United States will still be trading for a little bit, but we have to see. Here on the money flow, of course, 15 minutes, we're going lower. The momentum wave, it looks like it wants to go a little bit higher. What I actually would like to see is maybe making something like this. Then we have our famous bull diff again, and then I might be putting in a bit of a long, but very tight stop loss, because we are definitely not out of the woods yet when we're looking at the higher time frame. So you can have a bounce on a 15 minute or a 12 minute if you see something like a bull diff. Matter of fact, this could be a bull diff right now. Look at this right here, and then right here. So then you could say, you know what, this bull diff is now playing out, but in the overall picture, because it's so bearish, I'm always a little bit cautious with how much power it has. So can we go to 38, 39, or maybe this resistance again and then going lower? So therefore you always need to be very careful. Like if you went long here or long here, this is just catching a falling knife. Don't try to do that. I passed that stage of trying to catch the bottom all the time, because every time when you think you see this is so red, then you think, this is gotta be it, green candle, we are going higher from here. That then doesn't happen. It's just a temporary bounce and lower, a little bit higher, temporary bounce and lower, and this can just continue on for a very long time. It could be a very painful slow grind down. So just be very careful with that. So that was actually the only trade so far I made for today. Like I said, if I see reversal signs on the higher time frame, that for me is important. So I'm talking about hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, then I might be tempting to put in a new trade. What I want to see then is this money flow going back up. This RSI going up here, sorry, the VWAP going up here, maybe also the RSI starting to point down. A double bottom would be nice, something like a bull diff would be nice, but I want to see more reversal signs here and really starting for us to create a base maybe at a certain level before I will put something in. Yeah, I think that is it for now for BTC. What will be a down scenario for me let's say the price will go sideways and we're seeing the indicators going higher and we're setting more to neutral levels. In that case, you kind of have a reset in the factor of time, meaning that the price goes sideways, but the RSI is kind of cooling off a little bit, and the momentum wave in a VWAP, and then you're really going to a bit more of a neutral base, and then it could go either way. We have seen it so many times, and eventually you think, oh, nothing's happening, bam, we're going lower. So that could be then the next move down. Alright, cool. Let's look at ETH. No, actually one more thing that I wanted to say, because I've been talking about this resistance line so many times. Because we kind of now bounce off, I took profits on my short. If I then, like I said, see again more signs that we're going lower, I will again put in a short. But this was just such a nice trade with a kind of a high leverage and not a perfect entry. That's why I took my profits. So I thought, yeah, you know what, if this snaps back, because my entry was not so perfect, then at least I'm going home with profit. So that was the reason that I took this trade. If I would have a lower leverage, let's say a 10x or 5x, then I also would be much more comfortable in holding up the trade a little bit longer, maybe multiple days. If we are really starting to grind lower multiple days, that would be for me a bit more relaxed. But you know, if you're really high leverage into a trade, then you really need to be on the money, and you need to have a very good entry and a tight stop loss, because I see guys going in with 40, 50, 60x leverage. That is freaking kamikaze. I tried it multiple times and I always burn my fingers. Some people are successful in this, but like I said, I'm most of the time not successful. So I just know if I want to have a trade open for a longer period of time, I rather go in with a lower leverage and maybe kind of DCA in or out a little bit. And once it's really going my way, then I can still bump up the leverage and make the trade bigger as it goes to the direction that I want to. But right now that is not really the case, because it's a bit of a mess with the support and resistance. Alright, cool. Let's head over to ETH. There's same kind of story. I mean, we broke this major support right here, and yeah, you see this here consecutive days going lower, lower, lower. Then we had a green day that was of course yesterday, and right away now going lower again. We broke the support, we went through the golden pocket. We don't see any signs yet of this reversing. Money flow not super thick in the green, but also not really dumping back into the red. I think eventually in 1 or 2 days it will go into the red, but it needs some time. RSI are opening up, so it looks like the bears are losing momentum a little bit. Let's quickly head over to the 4 hourly. Also here, blood diamond, that's just ugly. On the bear side, for the DB side, we have a 23, and here at 22, super bearish here, and 2 times on -5. Look at this tight momentum wave just clipping down right away, red dot. VWAP going lower, and also the RSI is just right away pointing lower. So also here I would say on the bigger time frame, we are definitely not out of the woods yet. Would I enter a short or long now for BTC or ETH? Absolutely not. So we had this bar pattern on both BTC and ETH, and we kind of now fulfilled the target, as in kind of the bottom here of the pattern. And although the bigger time frames are quite bearish, we could have a pump up to a support or resistance, whatever line you then might have drawn, or whatever your calculation is, and then going lower. So to jump now into a short is in my eyes a little bit of a kamikaze, because like I said, it looks like we're bottoming out right now, and we could go a little bit higher maybe before we're going lower. On the other hand, would you jump into a long? No, because we don't see clear reversal signs again, like a double bottom, maybe like the money flow going back up, like the VWAP pointing back up. And the trend right now is still down. So yeah, therefore I would say do not jump into a long. But since we already had such a big move down, I would say also do not jump in a short. Just wait it out now for a little bit, let the price settle back in, and then you can choose direction again. Like I already said multiple times, choosing direction of the market is half of the trade. If you are betting up and down, and betting up and the market goes up, guess what? Then it's just a matter of determining your entry, your stop loss, your take profit, your leverage, and all that kind of good stuff. But you're already in the right direction. So yeah, you can almost not make a mistake anymore. Therefore I say, if you choose the correct direction of the market. That's already half of the trade. On the 30 minute it looks a bit more ugly. We see here the money flow going lower. This looks like maybe wants to go lower here too as well. RSI is also just low. This is just ugly. I did not, by the way, enter a trade for ETH, full transparency here, because I didn't want to be that much exposed. And also when I draw the fib at the time, we were somewhere here when I entered for BTC, and I thought, nah, that move to the golden pocket, that's not so far anymore. And since this moves a little bit harder than BTC, yeah, that's just not so strong anymore. So I just wanted to wait this one out. And yeah, of course, 2020 in hindsight, you could always say, well, that was a very big move, 5-6%. But yeah, I didn't catch the move because also, like I said, I came a little bit late to the party. I missed this entry, so then I would have entered somewhere here, and then here on the golden pocket could have entered again. But since we had a few moves up and down, in and out, I was like, you know what, I'm already supposed to be BTC, it's fine like this, just let it run. And then maybe on another move up or down we will also jump into ETH. So I let this one go for what it is right now. Also here again, like I said, don't jump into a long or short right now, just let this one play out. Okay, quickly head over to the Fear and Greed Index, 27 fear, no surprise here. Yes, there was extreme fear. Tomorrow will be extreme fear again because we just dumped down so far. Here on the chart you see it's just low levels, no surprise here. Crypto bubbles then. On the weekly, whoo, red across the board, baby. You could have barely couldn't pick any winner. So very bloody. The daily, of course, is also bloody, no surprise here. And the monthly is also quite red. And we always have a few exotic names that just suddenly start pumping again. And I guess what? Next month they're dumping again. So no surprise there. Don't show anything on my Twitter? No, I don't think so. No, check it out. I mean, it's at trader_Ray, so feel free to check that out. Alright guys, that will be it for today. Hope you like these kinds of videos. Like I said, I will try to do a live stream soon again. If you like these kinds of videos, hit the like button, subscribe, click on the bell, click on also so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also, feel free to check out all the links in the descriptions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.